Afternoon, everyone. Give another minute, guys, and get started. All right, before we get started, excuse me. Okay, yeah, I mentioned on today, maybe a possible short on this. Still sticking with that, not been happening much. If you go to the hour charts, probably sideways, but no, I think there's a good chance it might come off. But I don't want to push it in case I'm wrong and you went for it on that basis. But if you do like it, I'll come back to it and put an R up. Okay, personally, whether it's right or wrong, I've gone for it myself. See what happens. Okay. So rub it in there, Farney. Good afternoon. Simply about getting out to Microsoft, we expect it to come off quite a bit on opening. As you can see, what's the time now? Opened around about, what's that? Yeah, opened here. It's come off $8 per share, so it's quite nice. Took 20, by the way, so that's quite good so far. Gold, for some reason, pulling back a bit. I thought it wanted to actually take out the 1800 and 85 and start moving up because the dollar's become quite weak. I'm not surprised. It's a bit of a tight range trade, really best known to itself, certainly not to me. I thought it coming back here would actually started moving back up again. So interesting. But yeah, if you're in gold, I hope you're long and not short. I do see upside. It's an hour chart. Yeah, we're not out of the wars yet, and the dollar's weakened as well, to give it a bit of a lift. So I think it's a chance it might go up a bit from. Yeah, what's the distance down here? Went up so much yesterday, we can't use that as a stop to any problem. Probably have to use that as a stop, something like that. Maybe about $10, $11 stop with maybe a $25 TP, or maybe even $30, something like that. I think it's a bit of chance of upside in gold from here. Just look at the yields quickly. Yields are going up, which is negative. Sorry, yeah, dollar going down. That's one way around. Actually, positive. It's negative. It's the opposite way around, isn't it? Well, hang on, let's get this right. That's right. The dollar comes off. In theory, the gold should go up. That's correct. The yield's going up. I'm completely confusing myself now. Getting higher interest. It's bad for gold. So weaker dollar. That's the opposite way around. That's why I'm confused. The dollar's coming off, the yields are going up. Interesting. Why is that?
It's the same with the DXY going down, and the gold is continuing the same direction.
Sounds a
Hi,
bit
Rob.
confused, yeah. Bit confused, yeah. Maybe the bit confused that. Okay, right. Well, still think it's going to go up, but that's surprising a little bit. Okay, anyway, so I think chance of gold going up. We'll look at it later on if you want, maybe get a better price. I'm just keen to do it now. I think we can get some downside on the GBP CHF. What's happened to Swiss franc? No more news I have heard. Let's see. I think 4 o'clock. The guard is starting to speak now as we speak. Be a little bit careful of the euro. It looks like it might possibly be a bit of a bounce. I think that Swiss franc's a bit oversold on the daily. It seemed to bounce back, but we shall see. That's holding still, so maybe leave it alone. But it's not flying, but at least it's doing okay. But the best I can say, it's doing okay. We got in round about the 70, 80, round about that. So yeah, it's a couple of, well, 70, 80, 71, 80, just over $1, $1.20, $1.40 up, something like that. Per barrel in profits, so maybe it'll come right. Okay, right, let's have a look. So the Microsoft was doing well. The other one was Tesla and Netflix. Netflix the three. I think most of you guys aren't anymore for whatever reason. Netflix hovering a bit, but it came off a little bit earlier on. Not much. What's Microsoft do? It's still in profit. It's okay. The NAS. What's that on the 15-minute? It's normal bouncing around. Okay. Right, so about the best update we got at the moment. The Brent, we're doing not too bad. That's the trade we got out this morning, and that's not doing too bad. That's brilliant, but at least it's doing okay. Probably the best way of describing it. And yeah, that's about a quick run over what's happening. They're peaking at the moment. Any effect on the euro dollar? Not adding a lot at the moment. They're probably much the same. Dow we can have a quick look at. It's trying to trend up a little bit, but I think it's setting up for a shorting area here. Stop up here somewhere. It was a bit urgent to charge on the Dow this morning, but I think we've got a better opportunity now. If anyone likes to look at that one. Yeah, it's unusual. But that being said, if you agree with me, I think sell the rally. I think the Dow's rallied enough to look for a sell. NAS is already coming off. Yeah, Jake may even got yeah. What can I say? It's just when the Empire is probably a bit of fear creeping in. But I think the gold will bounce soon. We'll see anyway. Maybe get to 1760, but I still see upside on that one. But this seems to be holding. This definitely seems to be holding. This is let's look at the weekly. Where's the stop above here? Yeah, put the stop there. Maybe not. So look. Yeah, we put up maybe a 300 pip stop just above the 50 week, and on the daily. Do this to me. That was about 300 pips or so. Yeah, around about there. Yeah, a bit of stop up there somewhere. And clearly we got a decent TP down there somewhere. I think we've got a chance of pullback on that. What do you think, guys? I see that's a short. You want to wait a bit. Yeah. So you might get a bit higher. Look at the 4 hour. It's holding. Let's look at the 1 hour. 1 hour's a little bit there, but that's very short term. 50 minutes won't tell you much. But I'll put it up and see if you like it. I quite like it actually. Who's with me for this one? margination. Well, not much you can do. Well, it is. Go and beg, steal, or borrow some money and add in. Otherwise, you can't go. But yeah, I have to say, I quite like that. If you had the margin, would you like it? Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Do it yourself. Actually, quite like this one. Do that. Okay, get back to this one here. Okay, just want to get that down, sell, and we got it 32160. 32577. 31500. And it's only 80 odd bucks a mile, call 80 around figure 80 bucks a mile. It's not too bad. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Give you a moment, if you want to take it, there's the figures there for you. Okay, good. I'll lock it off then. All right. Some people like the Euro CHF. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be more upside? What do you think, Morris? You quite like this one. I'm inclined to think, well, to be fair, Lagarde speak at the moment, to be honest, but I think that might have a bit of a pullback on this, but I'm not too sure. Think it'll continue, take that out or pull back? It's holding on the weekly, as you can see. 4 hours not looking quite so pretty at the 4 hour, I must admit. So a tick to the taking it, tick to the take it, a tick to the not taking it. Are you in long or short, Marius? I can get a bit of a bounce on now. You're long or short on that one? Okay. All right, fair enough. You're going to go long. It's either we're going to push it short, so we'll move on then. But I think it might come off a bit, but yeah, that's a good case. Okay. I'm not going to be pushy on that one. Good friend of Anna Marie's done pretty well. When you're away with your bereavement, I think some guys took it. Don't know if they're still in or took it or whatever, but that should have showed a nice profit. I think it was on Friday, this, by the way. Okay. All right, is the NAS still progressing? Gold's pulling back a bit. Maybe get it down here. Maybe if you come back 90.50, I think it's a buy. 90, keep an eye on that one. Might pull back for a buy. Nasdaq, is it anything happening there? It's trying to come off and give it its due. That's good. Yeah, so some of you guys might start with looking like a bit of profit in sight on this one, those who took it. So keep your fingers crossed. I'm just going to print the economic calendar for you as per normal. And I put the dollar index up as well. Still falling the dollar, interesting. It's interesting because it fallen the dollar, it should be starting to go back into gold. Very interesting. Because flight for the dollar usually goes to gold. Well done, Mark. Bit lower than you wanted to, but you thought you'd missed it. You got a slightly better price than some of us, so you're all right there. So far, anyway. Don't jump the gun. But so far, it's looking a bit of blue there. It's good stuff. Oh, no, don't tell me that. Oh, well, it's not that bad. It's the noise, I think. think it's more noise than anything else. Yeah, indecisive noise. Just trades getting in out, short-term players. I wouldn't run for the hills just yet. Okay. Sure. Anything else excited about is Microsoft should be coming off a bit more. The NAS is coming off. Yeah, hopefully that'll continue. Tesla is about break even. No, it's not anymore, eh? Jumping up now. Oh, well, that's Tesla for you. Wouldn't panic just yet. Netflix jumped a little bit, but we won't panic all that. Microsoft's doing okay. GBP CHF is coming off a bit good. Good. And oh, I've got a friend CAD CHF still driving me sodding insane. Look at that. Look at that. I think in the end you're going to start throwing bloody stuff at the screen of this one, eh? Yeah, okay, it's not a bad idea. Well, don't put it quite an entry mark. I think we'll try and a bit above just to cover costs and maybe make a rand or something. At least have something, you know. But yeah, but I take your point entirely. If it comes back that far, it looks like I have another bash at it. Yeah, I quite agree. I like your point. Last of Swiss francs are becoming alive. About time. And the dollar yen. So I'm just quick checking through this guy here. Yeah. I thought that, sorry, Ken, you're not with us. Yes, you are, Ken. I thought that might be at the stage, but it's a little bit oversold. And it looks like some buyers are finding a bit more attractive these levels. I certainly do that with pleasure. What you look at that's going to apply to this. There's a regular here, he can't make it, so I just wanted to say hi to him. Okay, I'm just replying now if you're watching on YouTube. Good stuff. Okay. Market jitters continues flashed across my screen. No kidding. Lagarde speaks. Lagarde testifies market jitters continue. Oh, really? Right. Okay. AUD USD. Let's see on the daily what's happening here. You see, it's in the sell zone. I mean, the dollar's looking a bit weak at the moment. So I'm a bit nervous of it here, to be honest. I'm not a bit, I'm very nervous of it. Theoretically, that's a sell. Wouldn't you agree? But the dollar just seems to be a bit weak at the moment. What is happening to the dollar? Do you think the dollar might bounce from here? If you think the dollar's going to go up from here, this is a great selling opportunity. I don't see what you're looking at. And I see it immediately myself in the face. This is a sell. Sell zone, gone back, resistance, tight resistance. It's held there almost to the point, you know. And if it tried to put its head above, sellers come in. Just a bit worried about that DXY. If it wasn't for that, I'd think, hey, we got something here. What do you think? Am I being a little bit overcautious? What do you reckon, guys? So I need you as well, you know. Trading family, not a dictatorship. Unless you disagree with me. But joking apart, yeah. What do you think? Do you think it's the dollar's going to recover? Because that's technically looking like a sell here, in my opinion. I heard over the weekend the President of Money. Sorry, Mark, what's new about that? That's what they do. I think that's mostly oil goes to the printing press in America. I'm being nasty there, but yeah. That's why a lot of the Chinese now want assets. They don't want any depreciating dollars, you know. But whatever. Do you think it's printing more money? Will obviously weaken the dollar. So do you think it can continue, or do you think at 103.30 it might be a little bit sort of, maybe it might tempt a few buyers, push it up a bit, which means we can sell this one? But very much so. What's the other defensive? Quantitative easing, which means printing more money, saying sell more debt so people can buy more products, gets people back in a job and gets everyone nicely more in debt. Then it gets, inflation gets out of hand, spot interest rates up, people default the debt, banks go into a panic. Great form of monetary ideas they come out with there. We see the trouble, like everything else, the under pressure, not economically, but from the voter. And the voter wants to know the price of bread and doesn't want to know the back, not too up or interested in $1 trillion debt to produce it. You know? I suppose like all of us, you know, see bread is 20 instead of 10, and you start kicking up because that's close to home. But yeah, what can I say? Do you think it's gonna? Do you think the dollar's gonna move up from here, or do you think it's going to go further down? Do you think it's going to move up? Technically speaking, you've got to sell to sell. That's the only thing to keep me back, see. Otherwise, I like your idea. Let's have a look on the weekly. Any technical help on that? No, that's also a sell. 4 hourly. Where's a 200 times 4? Yeah, no problem there. Hourly. Not 15 minutes going to tell me anything, but the sells are coming in. What is that dollar? That's the only thing that's holding me back. Yeah, Anna Maria, so much worried. It's a damn dollar. Oh, look what's happened to Brent. As mentioned, Mark mentioned there. What was it? Put your stop up to break even, guys. I think pulling back at the moment. Last thing you want to do is make a loss of it. Use up later on. If you make nothing, it comes back further. Maybe have another bash. But I think just modify your stop. If you want to take it because you're worried about it and a bit of profit, it's about $1 an ounce, $1 a barrel in profit. That's up to you. But the buyers have come in a bit. Let's look at the 50. I'm talking the daily, sorry. The 15 minutes. It might hold there. I can't guess that. It's up to you. Move your stop loss, take the profit, do some of your stop. I think maybe, I don't know. It's very difficult. Dollar's the joker, like that. Dollar's the sodding joker at the moment. Quite right. That's what's holding me back. Because this trade is screaming at me, I tell you. This is a effing good trade, if you pardon my into the bad language. Just not Brent, and talk about the Aussie dollar one. Steve nicely, thankfully, came up with. Just this damn joker. You're quite right. Should we overcome the joker and do it? What do you think, guys? It's coming off as we speak. What do you reckon? What can we do to risk reward? I'm definitely looking to sell on it, yeah, but just that damn dollar. How far away is this? We're perfect. We put it up higher. How far can we put it? I'll put it just above there. 75 pips. What can we take it down to? We'll definitely get a beautiful risk reward. Do you want to risk it? Maybe go around figure, see what that looks like. That's plenty of risk reward. Make this a bit higher. That'll do. That won't. That'll do. And then we can make this a little bit lower, maybe down here. That maybe down here. Always take it if it comes down there. You know what I mean? You're going to give it a go, Marius. So with that damn dollar, I think it's a beaut. Okay, we'll do it then. But just be warned, like I mentioned, guys. If you're short a margin or you're a bit on the nervous side, you had a bit of a bad run, maybe be careful. But I think there's a possibility. Yeah, I think the dollar's got to get some bump from somewhere. 0.6573. And we're to 140 bucks. So that's the only problem. It's 140 bucks at micro. Just bear that in mind. So you can't really do it unless really you've got about 1,500 around your account, or you're going to be risking over 10%, and that's pushing your luck. That's the only problem with small sums. A lot of these trades you've got to miss because the risk is too big for the account, even on the smallest volume. But to be honest, guys, yeah, I have to say, the joker part, I like it. I think the joker might even come right. Okay, just give you a moment if you want to take it. If you don't, any doubts or shorter margin, just take it easy. I'd be a bit more forceful in saying the markets with all this bank problem and the worldwide debt problem. I'm a lot more cautious than I would be, let's say, a few years ago. Gold's coming off very nicely. Maybe we start looking at it. We're getting any bounce yet? Starting to get a bit of a bounce. What's the dollar doing? Starting to go up a little bit. Yields coming off a bit. Might start getting a bit of a bounce at these levels. Where can we put a stop? To be honest, I like it. Yeah, but there's the last bit. There's quite a bit of solid resistance there. Don't take it too wide. A bit nervous of it, to be honest. I'm a bit nervous, guys. Sorry, I can't be more morally strong for you on that one. Morally strong for you, but I'm still a bit nervous. But this looks like it might hold. I'm still bullish on it. There's a lot of fear out there. This seems to be holding on the 10-day. Do you think it's worth it, or do you think it's a bit too hectic? I wouldn't be selling it now. I think we're looking to buy it now. I wouldn't be selling this. Certainly get to 2,000, get $30 upside, maybe a $12 stop, something like that. Quite an aggressive one, guys, but fortune favors the brave, the old cliche goes. What do you think? Yeah, well, if you yeah, maybe take a step back, Morris, and get that. But the meat shall inherit the earth. That's correct. Do you hear that groan in the background? As my wife said, then Roger, you'll be inheriting the earth. Sell stop. You mean a buy stop? 16 to 19, 99, sorry, not 2000, sorry. Okay. Well, yeah, yes and no. Not sure about that necessarily is going to, but yeah, it breaks that. I don't know. It's got to get some pretty good news flowing back in. I wouldn't be too sure of that, but we shall see. We shall see. Not sure I fully agree on that, but we shall see. Well, it went up $100 on Friday, so yeah, it definitely had a big. That's what I thought when I did my weekly analysis. I expect a bit of a pullback, but I say be very careful about selling rather by the pullback. I'm not sure it's going to get back to 1900. It'll have to be something fundamental, good coming in for it to push all the way back there. I think it's a good chance of taking out 2000. There's a lot of worries out there. I think for the moment, things change. For the moment, I'm long on gold. Not in the moment, but I mean overall. I'm not in it at the moment. I'm waiting for an entry. I'm hoping maybe get a bit of price. I'm not sure I'm missing it actually. I should take it here actually. I think that might hold. What's that dollar doing? Nothing. Yields coming off at all? Don't want it to do. Yes, I do. Rather the other way around. Yes, I do want it to come off. So that obviously affect on gold. I'm buying it. Okay, we'll leave it for now. I might as well talk myself into it and do something rash. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Makes sense. Yeah. So I quite like options. Fortunately, we don't have them. Because you can just pay the premium and sell the put and buy the underlying and the put, you can hedge a lot of it just for like the price of a premium. But anyway, that's what they do overseas. Call it covered positions. Fulfill that here. Okay, euro dollar looks like that's climbing. if you talk about Aussie dollar, I'm not sure that's going to hold either. That's a setup as well for a short, I think. Maybe wait till Lagarde finishes whatever she's supposed to be saying. But keep an eye on that. I think that's a good possibility as well. I think the dollar, I think the euro's overcooked, as they say, and I think the dollar's oversold. I think it might have a little bit of a pullback here. And it's not a very big stop, which is a good thing about it. 50 odd, 60, maybe a little bit more, maybe 60 pips. Stop loss. I push for a wider, smaller position, wider stop. Just horrible being stopped out and he goes in your favor. You know what I'm saying? Take it down there or even down here. Yeah. Could happen. What's happened to the Dow? Is anything happening on the Dow? Brent's holding a bit, so it might recover, guys. Keep your fingers crossed if you're in. Dow seems to be coming right. Or was it? No, wrong way around. No, popped up a bit, but not much. 32160, 32190. Oh, so anyway, the stop's right out of the way. Is the Nasdaq doing a bit of a jump as well, I suppose? Yeah. Choss. Look at that for noise. Look at that for noise. Indecision, yeah. But as it goes up, tell us push it down. Okay. Microsoft's still doing okay. No, you're not in it really, you guys are. It's of no interest to you. Pity, because I don't know, guys. Do you think it's worth chasing here? You know I'm already in, but I'm talking about you guys. $12 stop. You have to take it down here to make it work from there. Maybe take it down here. If you push it down there, you can get it. Do you want to chase it here or do you want to leave it? The USD share. Remember, guys, you can't use the calculator on this one. You can use the Excel one, but I can do the thing for you. It's not that difficult. $12 stop. It's about $12.50 a share risk, including costs, something like that. Not exactly, but plus minus. No, nobody want to bite on this one? Clearly not. Okay. So we leave shares alone, is that correct? No one's got anything we want to look at in the share line. But yes, leave alone for now. Yes, you don't look at something and leave alone for now. Okay. I think stick what you mentioned there, guys. Well, Mark mentioned maybe get your stop on the Brent to. You should have got in below 71, maybe 70, 80, 79, something like that. Maybe get to entry. Obviously, you got in late, it's too close, and you can't do that. Don't really put your stop at 71.50 or 40. It's trouble. But I think you might be okay to go to at least protect yourself, eh? If you get knocked out, it comes off, maybe have another match. It's very, very sort of topsy-turvy at the moment. Very little follow-through. Okay, over to you guys. Anything you'd like to look at? I've copied and pasted. I tried to remember to do the economic calendar for those guys who don't have it. I think most of you do, but just in case. On the chat line, if you still don't have it, let me know, please. And the dollar index. I think you've all got it. If you don't, please have it. It's easy. It takes 2 seconds to have it. 2 seconds to have something is vital. Afternoon, one, Dealey. In order to save your charts, you know all about that, specifications, how to look at that, right click, you know all that, don't you? If not, tell me. You all know how to park close a trade now, don't you? Anyone not know that? You can't park close a 1 micro clear, it's the smallest volume. Anything bigger than that, you'd have to start position, you can bank part of it. I even posted a thing, I think, on the group WhatsApp, for some people might not be aware of it. Are you all aware of it? Okay. So you all know how to close part position. If you don't, let me know. It takes maybe a little more than 2 seconds, but I can explain it. Very important. Okay. Don't forget Wednesday, for those guys who don't understand into the micro index, the micro NADs and the micro Dow compared to the normal micro Dow. I'm doing a 1-hour session on Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Let me know, WhatsApp me or whatever. And then I think we let out to everybody, but I'll just post, because it's not on this particular Zoom ID, it's another one. Just let me know if you want. Okay, Abraham, what happens, right? You've got more than one micro. Let's say you've got 5 micros, 10 micros, doesn't really matter, 0.55 micros. And it's going, you're buying this, by the way, and it's going up, and you're getting a bit nervous around these levels. But you don't want to get in case it breaks through. So you modify your stop, protect yourself, no problem there. But you might want to bank a couple. Okay, by banking a couple, what you do then is you go in, let's try and do this. You go in, let's say this good old CHF one here. You go to volume, okay, and you see where it says close. Double click on the volume there, the one, highlight it, double click on it, this box comes up. If you want to close it, clearly you can, just close it, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to partially close it, well, I'm not, but I'm going to show you how I would do it. Let's say I've got 10 micros. I'm going to close half of it. So I put in 0.05 in the volume, and then I click on the cell there. And then 5 will bank, and that down there will change to 0.05. You with me? Everyone got that? I'll do it once more so you all know. You want to part close, you've got a few of them. Let's make it this one, okay? You double click here, not the stop loss TP, that's when you modify it. We can do it here. Let's stick the volume, rather do. Highlight, double click. Okay, now you got 10, you want to, let's say, whatever you got up there, you put in what you want to close. You put the volume that whether you want to bank, and then you press the yellow close button, and Bob's your uncle. And then you'll change to whatever you close and what's ever left over. Got it. Anybody not got that? Important. It's a very important tool to have in your armory. Anyone not got that? I'll do it again. Don't mind. I haven't got any brilliant trades ideas coming out for anybody, so I don't mind spending some time on that. I know it's for the platform training, but it didn't take long. And a lot of people, I think Morris yourself, a trader, didn't know you could do that. So I didn't know you could do that. Well, there you are. All got that. Please say if you don't, because it's important. Thank you, Brian, for interacting there. Now you got it. Good stuff. And it's not that difficult, it's pretty straightforward, eh? Tempted to do it for Alge on this one here. Anyway, let it go, see what happens. Okay, right, AUD USD, not much happening there. I think it's going to be fairly quiet, actually. I think the happening was a bit quiet. Leave the euro for the moment till the guard's finished. I think there's a chance might get a sell out of that bloody sodding joker. We call the dollar joker gets going. Okay, let's have a look. Don't want to be negative here. I've had a lot of success trying this pair. New Zealand dollar, I give you a due, is a bit weak at the moment. I don't quite know why. Backing to break there, eh? It's backing to break the 10, backing to break the 50 on the 4, and backing to break the 200 on the 1 hour. So what do you think? Maybe a bit of confirmation? What do you think, Marius? A bit of confirmation for buying that? Or even think it's a sell zone. Maybe it's a sell. Some guys might say that's an opportunity for selling it. But I think confirmation would be better, because I think it could be a good case for selling that, to be honest. What is the range? 67 is a bit low. Let's have a look. Yeah, it could be a case made for selling it. So I think wait for confirmation when I buy that. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to look at? GBP and ZD was one we looked at this morning. Nobody seemed too keen. Maybe it was the right thing to do, actually. I don't know. Was that the one? Thought might be getting a bit of a pullback from here. Not much happening at all. But either one thing or the other. This one here. But slow, we seem to be coming back anyway. Remember we mentioned this morning, just sell around about these levels here. Yeah. If anyone still wants to do that, I'm still not keen, let me know if you're keen. I'll put up RR for it. I should really tell you I'm in it because you might think because I could well be wrong, but I'm in it. Dow seems to start to come right. The NAS seems to be hovering. It's okay. Just got to break 12.4 and see some business. So do you still want to leave this one? Well, it depends what sort of money you got, Wendy. I don't know what your amount is. If you've got a small amount, you might have more choice about it because you haven't got enough free margin. That's the only problem. If you haven't got much money, I'll leave it alone. Okay. If you haven't got much money and you're stuck in a trade that takes longer than expected, you don't want to get out with a loss because it still might come right. So you're held up. You can't do any other trades. The last thing you want to do is say, oh, well, stop this. We'll go to the other one. That looks better. And this one comes right and the other one goes wrong. Then you're highly fed up. You cannot, to trouble with small money, it's simple as this. You have to have all your eggs in one basket. You can't diversify and you've got to sit in something because you don't have internal problems, lack of margin. It's like the world over. What's the problem most people have? Not enough money. Derek's keen. Okay. That's not bad. Oh, 14, I thought it was 14,000, 1,400. You can go for two trades as long as you don't go bigger than maybe a micro or something like that. If you're only in one, you could look at another one. But anyway, Derek's quite keen on this one. What have I got down for my details here? Written down somewhere. There it is up there. How far is that? That's about right. TP, where can we do down here somewhere? 1160, let's try that. If you want a slightly tighter stop, you can. There's 150 a show. If you want a slightly tighter stop, you can maybe pull it down a bit. Maybe down to there. Maybe that. That's only 80, 90 bucks a micro. And maybe put a slightly tighter TP. Right, where's it? I've lost this thing now. Oh, good. Anyway, yeah, make it slightly tighter TP. I've lost it completely. Okay, never mind. Make the TP up here. 1.1220. See what that gives you. You can always play around with both of those. It's not a line in the sand. It's was it 1.220 on it? 20. I think I've knocked that thing off now. What do I do now? Now it's gone to bloody tech problems for me now. Ah, that's better. I thought I lost it down there. Good. Still a great risk reward. That might be a better deal for you. 85 rand a shot. I'm not going to send these out. No. These are for the trading room. Don't know why. The office is not keen sending out in the afternoon. I think guys might have car crashes putting them in. I don't know why. I don't see why that's. Anyway, but they don't want us. So I might revisit that question. Say again?
I got disconnected for a while.
Okay, you're okay now. Okay. Yeah, I might revisit that. Try and remember tomorrow morning's meeting. So you can't send them out in the afternoon. But I have to say, I quite like this one. If you're still in this as a sell, obviously hold on. Yeah. Top is again one daily. If you, it's not fractions, but it's a limited amount of money. I think you understand that. It's not being rude. It's a limited amount of money. So you've got to be a little bit more cautious. Doing it in the NAS, that should do you a bit better, but still. Yeah, we're going to say, I have to say, I do quite like this. Okay, go on it. There you are. I've got it written down. Now, have I? 1.133. 1333. $1.1372. 1.2220. Okay, there you are. Got it written down. Well, Vicky, what I think is a lot of that's been discounted to the market. We've had some weakness because of it. The UBS has come to the rescue. So I think a lot of that, I think there might be a little bit of recovery in Swiss franc here. I mean, it's not a nice thing to happen, but it's remember, United Bank of Switzerland is the biggest bank by far in the world. Man, I guess you could say the Fed is, but that's another story. But yeah, it's about 2.2 something trillion dollar asset. See my point? What's that? About 40 trillion. It's about 750,000 rand for every single human being in South Africa. Every single human being in South Africa has 750,000 rand. That's another way of putting it. You know, that's an astronomical amount of money. So they've come a little bit to the help there. So I think it's a bit discounted. I think it might get a bit of Swiss franc coming in. Think being the operative word. But hey, you can see how shady his market. Look at that CAD CHF thing. It's just bugging around there. Right, push that away. Don't want to be staring at this thing all the time. There we are. Okay. Microsoft's coming down. So if you're not on board now, definitely leave it. If you're about 72, 70, you can chase it now. I think leave it. Still think it's got downside. Clearly, I'm still in it. But yeah, chasing it now, I'm not so sure. You have to take the TP down here. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Even take it down here. It's not impossible. Maybe here. Yeah, down here. That's $24. Maybe a $14 stop. That's the only problem. But yeah. But guys weren't keen, so if you weren't keen at 272, why should you be keen now? Okay. Okay, what's the yen doing? Yeah, but anyway, it's in the sell zone, so whatever. Okay, anything happening on the AUD USD? That's about the same. Brent's trying to recover. That's good news. Hope you've put a stop and protect yourself on the Brent, by the way. Okay, that's about me coming up with any bright ideas. So sorry, guys, no pressure, but what about yourselves? Got any bright ideas out there to have a look at? You never know. Ooh, okay. It's interesting. You want to buy the dollar in this case? Where is it? I see what you're on about now. See what you mean.
Hi, Roger.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I did a fib from the low on the 2nd of February. up until the high on the 10th of March. And if you look at that, I was actually looking for an entry round about 1.36962. It's actually come down below that, so it's actually heading for the 38.2 fib at the moment, which I think could be a nice bounce.
Technically speaking, you're right. Look where it is. The fib there, number one. Support here with the fib as well, two. It's above all three of the major moving averages, three. Dollar's a bit overcooked at the moment. Might get a bit of strength coming in. CAD is very, very iffy at the moment, as we all know.
Yeah.
Is it
And
going
in
to
fact-
come back? Go on.
I did a rectangle as well, one of those. If you look between the 6th of December and the 6th of January, there's quite a lot of resistance at the area that is currently at now, which I think is being tested as support, which for me further then confirms along.
Going back to this area here, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say just that. Do we have
Okay.
to wait for the fib? Do we have to wait for the fib? Because it seems to be holding there like it did there. You get the idea.
I'm
So
thinking of
when-
entering now and putting my stop loss just below the 38.2.
I'm thinking that myself. Look at this.
Okay.
Look at it. When was it last? When did you put the stop loss? Let's have a look at the stop loss first.
So I mean, I am learning something.
Make it about 70 pips. Make it a little bit more. Make it right down here. About 80 pips. When was it last at this level? That was in January, 6th of January. What we now March, about 2.5 months ago, something like that. Get in the way now. The fib. I'm going to take it out of the way. We know what the fib's doing, so we leave it now. It's a bit of support covers that as well. 4 hour. It's not in the sell zone. It's holding those hours. Look, it went off. Look, the buyers came in. What do you think, guys? Not so bad. Not so bad. We'll go down a minute and both. Just looking at this. What do you think, guys? Technically speaking, that's to me. The fib backs it up. Support backs it up. Yeah. What do you think? Technically speaking, that's a buy. Yeah, you're right. Agreed. Well spotted. I'll put it up. Tell me what you guys think. About 8 keeps doing this to me. 80 pips away, so we'll take that down there. Make it 1.3585. And 3585. And the TP, take it right back up here somewhere, eh? Try there. 1.3812. Will that be enough? What about that? I can put a tighter stop, but why do that? I just say, I've come to the conclusion that tight stops, often you get stopped out, frustrated. Happened a few times to me, probably you guys, and it goes in the right direction. Happened to, what was that trade? A couple of times, dollar yen, another one we had, where it stopped us out and then moved up and able to hit the TP 2 or 3 last months or so. So I still think I'd rather have a slightly wider stop. Smaller position, but at least, it's better that way. What do you think? Anyone like that? Yeah, clearly Mark does. Yeah. Anybody else like it? Jacob, Jesus, you know what you're doing. You've got a bit of experience. Do you like it? Anna Marie? All right, look, you got some fans there, Mark. Looks like we'll put it down. US dollar CAD 3661. I'll make it just buy figure 66. 1.3585. 1.3812. And we're talking, we're 110 bucks a shot. There we are. I'll keep it up there for a moment or two, let you guys ponder over it. You might be thinking it out, whatever. And then I'll just have a look at it. I've written down anyway, and then we'll move on. So, and Polak to look at the Dow. So just give it another few moments. Fair enough, Marius. That's fair enough. Sounds like the Rolls Royce, eh? Or the Bentley. I like it, but hang on a minute. Or that luxury yacht. Trouble with these luxury yachts, it cost a fortune to maintain. Apparently, it works out about 10% a year of the purchase price of the yacht. So you get these phenomenal yachts, 10% of that's got to run it. One billionaire bought a yacht for $600 million. It cost him $16 million. It's quite something off the subject here to run it. And this guy, I forget his name, some tech guy. And whenever he left the room, the steward's got to come and remake the bed. So even he goes out for 10 minutes and he wants to come back to his room, that steward's got to go and get that bed and made up for him. Yeah, so there's the Dow for you. If you haven't joined it, I still think you can. I'll use the figures we got down here. 32557. And 31500. Wow, that's not going to work, is it? So why is that 32577? Oh, because that's wrong. That's better. There you are. Not so shocked, Mark, about the $16 million a year just to run the damn thing. It's when he leaves the bloody room, the cabin, I should say. Of course, Stuart's going to be on it to make sure he makes the bed again. Never comes back to the room with an unmade bed, basically, or not tidied up. Amazing, eh? True that. It's got Pinterest or something. I don't know where I got that. It's quite interesting. Eh? Just thought I'd share that with you, a little bit of relaxation. Okay, yeah, so it's hovering at the moment. It's virtually as we want in, so not much happening. Probably the same for the NAS. What do we get in? It's slightly up the NAS. Just back to get, like a lot of it, just back to get going. Eh? Is Brent getting going at all? Yes, there's some nerves out there. No wonder I'm a bag of nerves myself. Brent started to pull back in other areas. Yeah, he just does know what to do, eh? Talk about lack of direction, eh? Right the way through. Tough guys. You can stay ahead of the game doing with times like this, believe you me. You're doing it in tough times, eh? And that's not your fault, it's the market out there. I think people are living in a bit of a cuckoo world. They're holding on to hope. I just think this thing's got to come off. Can't just keep printing money. Okay. So I'm Microsoft trading, is that right? No, it's okay. All right, so yeah, that's about all I've got at the moment. Anything else you'd like to look at? The dollar's trying to go up, but it's just a grind, slothful move. It's trying to. So yeah, any other questions? Anything you're not sure of? I mentioned about how you cap your position, don't to close completely. Anything else just that in the meantime you're just not sure about, or somebody don't know the question you asked, or somebody brings it up? That's quite useful when I ask a question. The other thing is, well, I didn't know that. You've got more nerves than me, Vicky. Oh, you got more nerve than me on that one. I'm very nervous of buying the pound here. Very nervous of buying the pound period, but still. Oh, yo. Do you want to think it's got more upside? It's right and resistant at the moment. Is it breaking through? The question. Do you think it's going to regain these heights up here? How far away is this? Certainly enough meat on the bone there. TP down here. It's too far away. Got to put it in the range. That's my only problem. Got it just outside today's range. It's already gone up nearly 100 pips today. I think it might pull back a bit. I'd be a bit nervous on that. That should be good for the Amazon because I think Maris is long on Amazon. So not good for the 9K, you know, obviously redundant, but it's good from the point of view of share price. Before going to that, anybody want to do this one? I think you might pull back. I am not keen personally, but anyone want to do this one? Anybody? I'll move on if you don't get any yeses. Who do you,
I'd like
Vicky?
to try it out, sir. Would like to try it out.
You'd like to try it out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's about, I don't get a risk launch in from there. 1.24. Might get it. Don't want to put any tighter than that, to be honest. Stop. You squeeze that if you like. Any else want to support Vicky and Wandili? Sorry, I haven't got mine, haven't got Anna Marie's. Got anyone else's support there? Well, get some support from Mandla, so I'll put it down. Ooh, all right, fair enough. Remember on Dealy, that's 160 bucks risk. So it's over 10% your account risk going in one micro. If you've got a 1,400 rand account, like you mentioned, just bear that in mind. And I'm not keen to put a tighter stop. I'm not keen to do this thing at all anyway. We'll see. More keen to sell on that one, but anyway, neither will do me. Okay, there you are. NV, what's it?
I think I'll go with Dow Jones Micro because of the risk is much less than the Great British Pound.
I would agree with you on that.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
Put it down anyway, we'll see what happens, but yeah. What do you want to do with this one? How long it's sorry, beg your pardon. Anyone agree with the Maris on that? I do not. I'm looking for short on that one.
In the Dow Jones, I'm in, sir. So
You're in, okay.
yeah.
Good stuff.
Thanks.
No, I'm happy with that. I personally think that's more likely to come off.
Well,
Who wants to
appreciate
look at? No, no problem. I did good stuff. Yeah. Anyone to buy this one? I think it's. I know it's very strong, but I don't know. So strong, it's a bit nerve-wracking to short it, but to know it's a lot of resistance on the weekly. But I think I'd rather see. I think that might come off actually. Still, Any opinions on this? It's a share, by the way. Nvidia. What's Nvidia, by the way? Is that some sort of tech company? Don't think about it. Hey, Mark, is that a tech company, Nvidia? Chip. Oh, okay. I think you might be right. Yeah, chip company. I think you might be right there. That's it. Thanks. Yes. Okay. Good enough. If you shorten the Dow, or rather shorten the Nasdaq, well, I might defy it and go against it. But if it's part of that Nas, well, Anyway, whatever. Do you want to do it, or should we move on? If you do, I'll work out the figures for you. Let's move on. Okay. Not much to move on to. Let's revisit some of them in the meantime. AUD, USD, hovering around the levels of entry. It's not much happening there. Brent's starting to recover. A bit of good news, at least for the moment. Anything get after these? What do I have good spread here? CAD CHF. I've got the dogs in the place. CAD CHF, yeah. Quick way to insanity. But look at the weekly. It's right at the resistance. It's holding there. You might get something out of it, but we should get a move on. Anyway, we know we're in it already. Leave the bloody thing alone. If you're not in it, do you want to short it? Get a better price. You see, we drive a lot of people insane with this movement. 40 pips in the last 3 days, 3 working days. It's not a lot of movement, yeah. But if you're not in it, I'd rather be short long, put it that way. Okay, Euro CHF. Still in it. Euro CHF. Well, some guys like that as a long. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. I think could be some Swiss franc creeping in. Don't know if she's still speaking. She'll speak again tonight. Not much happening on the euro. Still the 15-minute thing happening on the euro. Not doing much. That's a 15 minutes. So it's not. So forget her speak. It's not really having any effect. Talking out now, nothing's happening. So yeah, you're saying a question. Talk about the euro. Lagarde. She's the president of the euro. ECB. Sorry, as euro. ECB, European Central Bank. With me, and she's been speaking till 4, and not much happening on the euro. Hey, there's no particular direction. So whatever she's saying, obviously, not markets not really caring about. Okay, I think possibility, yeah, of a bit of pullback. But certainly wait for confirmation before buying anyway. If you're ordering for long, that's fine. You should be in profit. But I'm not. But going in now, I'm inclined more the downside. But if I was going to buy it, I'd rather see a break. Go up, come back, bounce back off it again, confirm it, stop down here, TP up there, normal way. But I'm not buying it now. No. If you're in it, yeah, well, more upside. But I keep an eye on that. I think there might be a possibility of a bit of downside there. But not enough to say I can recommend a trade on it. Our friend the Dow seems pushing up a bit at the moment, doesn't it? Those who waited might get a better price. I don't think many people want to buy at the moment, so I think short's the name of the game. But not in, maybe give you a better price. NAS is all over the bloody place. Look at the NAS. Anyway. Okay, you're in a huge loss. Well, you shouldn't be in a huge loss. If someone says they're on a huge loss, it means they're overexposed. You should never ever be at a huge loss. That means you're overexposed. Your position size is incorrect. That's all I can mention on that. I mean, I don't know the size of your account, etc. But if it's a very small account, it's always going to be a huge loss because you know you've got overexposed by definition because of the lack of balance. But when somebody says that, first come to mind, they went in too big. Well, 0.02 depends. You've got about 500 or 600. It's far too. Wait, 0.02 on the Dow. Let's have a look. 0.02. I can't remember what was it on the Dow. It was about 80 bucks a micro. It's about 160 bucks if it hits your stop loss, which of course it hasn't. It's where's the stop loss on the Dow? Sorry, the wrong one there. 3,225 stop loss. It's about 300 pips away from that. And if you're 0.02 and you went in as a specified on the micro, your maximum risk is 160. If it hits it, that's 300 pips away. There's no way you should be in a huge loss on that. Maybe it's just an emotional reaction. You see the red there, but it shouldn't be. It's only gone up. Where 160. It's only gone up 60 pips. 60 pips is it's about $1.20 or something. It's not all. I don't know how there could be a huge loss on it. $1.20. It's only a cent a pip on this one here. So that's 2 cents a pip. 60 in the red. That's $1.20. You see my point? Well, how can you be $14? What sort of size position are you going in? 0.02. Where do you get in? Oh, I know what you've done. You've gone in the normal Dow. You didn't go in the micro. Oh my goodness. You've gone in the normal. That's an enormous difference. It's 10 times the difference. You've gone in the normal Dow. No wonder you're taking strain. No, you cannot trade the normal Dow below 10 grand. You can't, or maybe 8 grand pushing it, but certainly not below 8 grand. And on the NASDAQ normal, you can't trade below 5. It's too expensive. That's why we introduced the micro. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right there, Vicky. Oh, you are, and oh my goodness, you're there. Oh, and now where the problem is. Oh, you can't put those. That stop there is 300 pips. We're talking there of about that's 300 pips is $30. What's that about? About 500, nearly 600 rand. That's hectic. That's what you're talking about. 10 grand accounts. Ooh, That's why we had a wide stop down the micro. Anyway, get back to your question. That's why I'm having that session on Wednesday to get people to understand the difference. The difference is quite simple. This one, the specification on it, the contract size is 1. On the normal one you've gone into, the contract size is, the figure's the same, the contract size is 10. 10 times the much, you're 10 times overexposed. 0.02 means you're horrendously overexposed. If you're in 0.02, I'm sorry to make it feel even worse. You need about 16 to 20 grand in your account to go 0.02 on the normal one, just to put it in perspective. So what you need to do is keep your fingers bloody crossed and get out of that if it gets into profit. It's coming off a bit as we speak. It's going to get profit, start getting out of it. And then open up a micro account by the same way as open this account. You choose the micro option. Go to your portal, go to the, open a live account. There's several options there. Choose the micro option and use that. Do not think of touching the Dow without the specification I gave you now, 5 and 10 grand. And now you've gone in. The guys who got 20 grand will be looking at 0.02 with those kind of wide stops. You get the point. I'm not sure if you got 20 grand. I think that's probably best to do. Wait, well, I don't want to close it now. It might come right, but I'm very worried about it. It might go worse. I hope to goodness it does come down. Get a bit of profit, get out of it, yeah. I can't say get out of it now and it comes off and take a fat smack. I'll leave that in your court. But of course it takes such a horrendous loss. No wonder. Do we all get that, guys? For goodness sake, look at your account and make sure in the micro, not the normal one, unless you can afford it. It's not the end of the world, Mumpo. At least we learned. That's the main thing. Oh, you had me worried then. Just keep your fingers crossed. We are short. I hope it'll come right. But if it does screen below, I'll give you a bit of advice here. If it screens below your entry, bring your stop down to entry and don't get out of it. So if you do get caught, you won't lose. And you might get lucky and come right to make a far bigger profit you really should have on the size of your account, whatever it is. I'm assuming it's not about 20 grand. Otherwise you would be sweating. So, and then you might actually have a fantastic run. Happened to a client of mine, went on the wrong one, it went right. And she did about 66% return in one day. So to cool her down, said you got lucky, but the wrong Dow, put it that way. So yeah, if it starts coming right, maybe get your stop down, and if you get stopped out, you don't lose it. If it continues down, what a pleasure. And you're going to be laughing at it all the way. Oh, you can't trade without not understanding how to stop loss. Oh my goodness. See, guys, see when I get frustrated here, people are trading without knowing how to fully operate the platform. You've got to know how to modify your stop loss. You've got to know these things. Otherwise, it could come back and bite. So you're in the wrong instrument. And now you tell me you can't. Well, it's quite simple. I'll show you what to do. Give me a second. You go to your stop loss there. You just double click on the stop loss area and you put the new stop loss in, whatever it is you put in. So you just put in the new stop loss then, and then when you've changed it, you just click the modify button. Any problems with that? This is something all of you, I thought, knew before you come to the trading room. I assume you all knew this before trading, how to operate the platform. You must know that. So I say a guy calls me up, it's the first thing I do, platform trading. If you can't get it first time, do it again. Do not trade unless you understand how to operate. Everything in great detail. Modify, cut your position, exit the position, put in SL and TP, modify S and TP, load your watch list, etc. Vital. Well, more than vital. It's like trying to drive without a brake. Dangerous, in fact. Okay, does it make sense? Can you now, Umpo, you happy now? Understand how to, anyone not know how to operate and modify a stop loss? Anyone not know will do it. I mean, this is vital. I don't mind taking up the trading room for it unless we get a major trade idea coming through. Anybody not know anymore? Double click on your stop loss and put in the figures you want to modify it to, and then obviously press modification comes up. But sure to me. If I want to modify it to 6.69 or something, then just click that modified button, which I'm not going to do. You got it. Fantastic. I hope everyone's got that. People can't do that. Often you see me get into a trade, if it's moving, I do that, and I put an SL and TP in afterwards. Even getting straight away. So I'm going to do a new trade, whatever it is. I'll go in and put in my volume, and I'll press the sell or buy button, and I'll put this in afterwards by just going modifying and filling the blank areas. Simple as that. And you now know how to cut your position. I've told you that before. Not SL and TP this time. Maybe volume will do, just remember that. Put in the volume you want to cut, and then click that. So you want to cut 5 micros, put 0.05 in, cut that. Clearly you can't do it on 0.01, that's the minimum. Hope all clear on that. Well, no, I want to stop where it is. I think you must choice the man. I might have a good point there, actually. You might have a good point there, my friend. Yeah, there'll be a damage limitation. It's still going to be hectic. Where's 3-3? Still above there. Yeah, make it 3-3. I hope you don't get knocked out. I hope it comes right. We'll watch it. Not a bad idea, Impo, yeah. And move the stop from 32,300. I'll put it down. This is just for Impo. The other leave where your stop is. 32.3. Just make sure the figures are right. Yeah, modify it to that. Hope you don't get stopped out now, and then it comes down. But it's coming off. You might get lucky. Watch it. You know, I've mentioned that like 10 times. You got it now. Okay. Right. Let's move on. Is the NAS coming off a bit? Sure, yours jumping around. Cat and hot tin roof. Anyway. All right. NVDA. Go back to that. Anyone want to do this one? Anyone want to buy it? Sell it? Just say somebody I think might want to buy it. I think it might be a sell, but I don't think anything's going to be very good at the moment. If you want to look at it, we'll come back. If you want to look at a particular share, anything, just let me know. We've got another 10 minutes to go, so let's see if we can fill it with another great idea. Hopefully, without pushing it. It's very quiet here, so I'd be surprised if you come up with something. We'll be lucky if you do. Anything happened on the dollar? Nada. Nothing's happened on the dollar, so leave it. Probably the same AUD USD. Nothing. See, nothing's happening. Very quiet. Anything you're not sure of, by the way, because that's great. We solved that one. Get the micro. I'm doing a 1 to 2 o'clock presentation on it on the micro on Wednesday. Morris and that, Marie, don't bother. You know the score, but me, I'll do that. And then if you're not sure, but whatever you do, please understand the platform. That is absolutely vital. I know some guys just beginning, but still, don't even think of doing a live trade. That's basically the demos for, not to try and trade it, just to make sure you know how to modify it. You then play around with it, get in, get out, you know, so you know what you're doing. Okay. I really hope it's going to come right for you. You might get lucky and make a big, big fat profit. Just don't do it again. You might not get lucky next time. Keep an eye on that gold. It comes back much further. I'm not sure about a sell this, so we might get a buy on it. We'll see. Maybe around about this level here, about 1950. Something like that. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, right. I've sort of finished everything I've said. I just have to answer any questions. You've all got your fundamentals, like the economic fundamentals, the DXY. You know, you saved your charts, you know, specifications. You all know the difference between the micro and the normal one now. Yeah, that's not a 0.01. I'm talking about a completely separate contract value. I hope you all know what I mean by that. Any of the basics I'm still not sure of? You all know your leveraged instruments and all that means? Well, yeah. Okay, good stuff. All happy? Anything else? Because I've actually run out of anything bright or brilliant, not to say it's not going to bore you. I think it's just settling down, it's fairly quiet. Yeah, and remember Wednesday, Powell has announced the interest rate decision. Big waiting on that because the thoughts are very much adjusted now because of bank problems. Yeah, Mandler here. I don't know. Morris and Mark might laugh at me, but where's NGAS? Taking off there, okay. I just think it's got to have some value somewhere. It's got to be worth something, surely. But every time it pops up, it comes off again. I'm pretty sure, you know, if I try to speak to Morris or finally on that, they'll laugh at me. It just, I don't know. It must be worth something. That's what confusing me. To come down from, where was it, nearly $10 at one stage, wasn't it? Yeah, $10 bloody a litre, you call it, a cubic litre rather. Look at that, it's ridiculous. You've got to have the value somewhere, surely. Mind you, it's down here at one stage, less than $1. Wow. It worries me, to be honest, man. I hear exactly what you're saying. In theory, you're looking to buy and not sell, I assume. But it just doesn't seem to get going. Every time it pops up and comes off. And then on the other part I don't like about it, look how slow, look at the size of those candles. Good night. See you tomorrow, Anne-Marie. Thanks, Dave. Look at the size of those candles. Not only frustrating, it's boringly frustrating. Mandla, if you're going to do it, maybe on the long side, got enough money, maybe put a small position, let it run for a few weeks, maybe a longer, and see what happens. But yeah, otherwise I'm not that keen. Certainly wouldn't do a short-term trade, unless some fundamental happens to it. Still keen to do it? I'll put stuff up for you if you want. You leave it, or do you want to do something? I'll put it up. Do you want to put it up? Let's look at a smallish one. We leave it for a while. Let's just say down here. Maybe put it below 2. Maybe 1.9. I should do it more. 9.5. There we are. Where do you want to take it up to? 3.1 might do it. I don't know. That works. 3.1. Get your risk reward. 80 around a micro. Don't overdo it. If you want to risk 800, put in 400 risk and let it run. It's slow and it's starting to get going. You might be stuck in this for a while, to be honest, if you want to do that. Don't think anyone else will be joining you. So there you are if you want to do it. Got it? Okay, guys. I don't encourage that, but if you've got enough money and not a big position, let it run for a while. Let's tie up your free margin. It might be a chance, yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's about it. Just a quick. I think the Dow is holding below the round figure. Keep your fingers crossed for Rumpo on that one, guys. Give him some moral support. It comes off for all of us as well. And then that, and see if we can look up, smile, hopefully on Rumpo and our face tomorrow. Okay, good stuff. Catch you mañana. Nothing else, guys? Ciao, ciao. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
Nice.